Rocky, hello.
Hello.
You're the face that came up on my screen. I'm so happy to see
Ah,
you.
well, it's good to see you too. How have you
Yes.
been?
Oh, I had some very, very, very hard days, but I got through them.
Well, that's
So,
good. That's
yes.
good.
Yes. So, things are good. I had two
Good.
days, two really hard days.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was some anger work and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, I must not have been done with the anger work because I kind of stumbled. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, but it's great to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Good deal. How have you been?
Been pretty good. Keeping very busy and just doing well with this.
Good. Good,
You have
good,
to force,
good.
I'm having to force myself to eat. I'm really
Oh,
having to
wow.
work on the protein.
I understand that. I am going through a little bit of that as well because I'm not emotionally eating as much, and actually I have to say almost at all because I have honed the tools of being able to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel my appetite dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the protein that's missing because I'm not wanting the carbs. I've never been a sweet eater, but I have been a carb eater. And I'm like, okay, how do you do this? Like when I would hear my friends in earlier years say, I just don't want to eat. And I'm going, huh? I don't know that feeling. And now I'm kind of like, oh, that's what that feels like.
Ah, well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
so I
good
can resonate with you.
to recognize those things. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm seeing some familiar faces from just a minute ago.
How did you get the break? That was the breakthrough call. I couldn't figure out how to get on it. I tried an
So,
hour ago.
well, I don't know. We'll have to chat
I
or
just
ask.
went to the calendar in the tapping club and I just clicked on the link there. That's how I
Yeah.
got into this call also. So that's a good
Okay.
resource to go into the calendar and it has everything there and it's linked. The Zoom is linked right there.
Okay. Well, I was in the calendar for 45 minutes trying to figure out the next month. And
Oh,
there it says on the calendar breakthrough. I printed it out and everything. And I could not get into anything an hour ago. I had it on my calendar that I printed out. I had it on my paper calendar of my own. I had it in my book. I couldn't get it.
I had to contact support because I couldn't get into anything for 2 days, and I don't know if I got bumped out of something. But after I contacted support and said, reset me or something, then I was able to get back in.
Okay, and the calendar has so many different things on it. What is study group? Is that for people going on to teach
I don't
study
really
group?
know.
Hey, this is
Okay.
Casey. I'm one of the coaches. So the study group runs through the lessons that are in Thrive. So we just did one this past week that was like lessons 1 and 2, the intentions and the cravings. And
Okay.
so next week, I think we'll have the next study session and it'll work through the next lesson in Thrive.
Okay. And that's a totally different program, right? There's the 6 week one, and then
Yes.
it's so that I wouldn't even be included in that because I only have the 6 week. I'm still working on that, but I'm in the
Okay.
tapping circle.
Okay. Okay.
See, there are all these things that keep coming through, and I don't know what the heck they are, and I'm so confused and frustrated.
Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that. When you go into the tapping circle in that calendar, it
Hmm.
should only show you the calls that you have access to. So if you're seeing study group in there, then you should have access to those calls. They're the same lessons that are taught in the 6 week program that we go through in the study group.
Okay. Well, I'd love to go to them, but I just didn't
Okay,
know if I was a part of that. And then there's
okay.
something that says specials. What are
Yeah, so we
specials?
have, yes, so the coaches are doing some specialty classes. Again, if you're seeing them in your calendar, that means you have access to those because it's part of
Okay.
the tapping circle that we're offering those. So each of
Okay.
the coaches has like a different area of expertise, different things that we have a little more knowledge about. And so we're just doing a kind of a one-off call on different topics. I led one earlier this week that was about restoring your metabolism. So if you go into the tapping circle, all of the replays are in there. You can access the replay of that call. And then the other coaches are going to be hosting on different topics as well.
Okay. I will do some more digging.
Okay. Yeah, feel free
Thank
to email any of us if you have any questions about where to find things, or you can always email support.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hello, good evening, and hi, Casey. I got on. Everybody can hear me okay? All right, perfect. My name is Teresa Terry. I'm one of the newer coaches, not new to coaching, but newer to coaching here. And I just wanted to give you a moment to, because whenever we come into these type of scenarios, if it's not somebody we know, there's a little bit of trust and a little bit of comfort that has to be established. So I am also a certified health and wellness coach. I've been working as a yoga therapist and EFT practitioner and also hypnotherapist probably since right before the pandemic. I went through Brittany's program and I did the coaches training, and I found it amazingly appropriate for so many of us. So that's just me. I just want to let you know. I am not in my normal comfort zone. So if there's a weird glare, apologize for that. I have a newly retired husband at home and we're trying to work that out. I can see you laughing. I feel somebody else is probably knows exactly what we're talking about. It's been 3 weeks. We haven't figured out the rhythm yet. So anyhow, so I'd like to start by, I would love it if one at a time, everybody would kind of either put your hand up or just indicate, I'd like to hear some kind of win. And it doesn't have to be food or weight related. Sometimes we have to find the glimmers wherever we can find them. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. You feel my pain? Yes. So we have to find the glimmers wherever they are. When we can start to, one of my specialties is trauma. And we have within our brain, we have something called a negativity bias. It's how our species, the human species, has survived as long as it has. If we did not have this negativity bias, we wouldn't notice the danger, the tiger in the corner, etc. We wouldn't have run away and our species wouldn't have survived. But we still have this ancient programming. And this ancient programming is just there. And it likes us to focus on the negatives. So we're always looking for the dangers. We have to retrain our nervous system to find the glimmers, the good things. It doesn't matter if it's a little tiny thing or a big thing. The more we do that, the more we reset our neurobiology to find the positive. And believe me, in a weight loss journey, in trying to find control, trying to find happiness in your body, that is so important. So any glimmer, any win that you have had over this past couple days, week, whatever amount of time you'd like to find, I would love to hear from it. Nobody's had a glimmer. Okay. All right, unmute yourself. Come on up, Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and I actually was planning on probably not raising my hand tonight because I feel like I haven't had weight loss stuff yet, and I'm still, kind of newish, figuring things out. I'm just starting lesson 4, haven't gotten into it yet, but I also understand that this is kind of more for the long haul, and not to be, anxious about like getting everything happening too quickly. But I have been doing, for the first time, I've been doing some individual tapping on my own. And I did the push the food away, and it was more the echo tapping. And that was the first time I'd kind of done it. I think I'd done it in one session, maybe in December with a coach or Brittany. But I did. I was really actually pleasantly surprised because it led me to some emotions that I just really didn't realize were bothering me. One thing, I have a twin sister that I lost shortly after birth. And it's not on my radar a whole lot, but what came up for me during that session, which was so crazy, is about that sister and missing her. And so it was pretty powerful. So I guess I would say my win is that I actually did some tapping without going through the guided tapping, and feel like, okay, I'm moving along. I'm slow with it, not steady yet, but I'm getting that piece done, which makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing the harder work, not just the homework and listening to the videos and tapping along. Like, I'm trying to actually learn, how do I do this for myself? What do I say? How do I do this? So I do feel like that's a win.
That is a beautiful win.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to pop up and have some kind of win? You don't have to show your face if you don't want to.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, I'm Debbie,
Hi, Debbie.
and I just started last week, but I went through the 7 day. Um, but I have tried everything, and I've bought these online pills and all that sort of stuff. And the other day, after doing the tapping and all that good sort of stuff, I came in here to the kitchen. Well, uh, my husband passed away a year ago,
Sorry.
and thank you. So it's kind of hard for me. But I have bought just different kinds of pills and vitamins and diet stuff and all this sort of stuff. And so the other day I said, you know what? For quite a while, I'm not throwing this away. I'm keeping it. I'm going to take it. The other day I just come in here and I threw it away. And that was something for me because I kept holding on to it, thinking, okay, I got to do this and I've got to do that, and I hate to lose the money. And but I just came in the other day and I just started throwing it in the trash, and that was something really big for me. And another thing is that I am not eating near as much. When I go out, I used to could eat a whole order of fries, and now I can't even eat half of them. Um, I think maybe kind of the bad thing is I feel guilty now when I eat of whatever it is that I eat, thinking, am I eating too much? Should I be, eating this much?
What is your thought process when you're doing that? Are you thinking, am I eating too much? Or are you thinking, am I nourishing myself enough?
I'm thinking, am I eating?
Okay. Um, have you tried doing any of the push the food away to try to get rid of that feeling?
I have.
Okay.
I have done the push the food away.
Okay. And have I don't know, we do that little test where we look for our eating things that have happened in our lives, kind of personality of what it is that makes us feel the way we feel, and our eating patterns. And one of the ones is clean your plate. Have you done anything with that?
Yes, and
Okay.
that was a big thing for me because we used to go to my grandparents um, quite a bit, and my grandpa would always um, fill my plate, fill all the kids' plates, and he'd say, "You've got to eat every bit of it." And so that's been really difficult for me. I'm trying, and I'm doing better about leaving things. I was with some friends a while ago, and um, I mean, I left a lot of the French fries. I left over half the French fries, you know, and I'm getting better to where I can leave stuff on my plate, and it makes me really feel good that I can do that because before I just haven't been able to.
Okay. That sounds like a big positive to me. So how does that feel for you?
Uh, it feels great. It does because growing up, um, yeah, to eat, you know, eat everything on your plate, and then they turn around, and even whenever I was thin, they always called me fat, and so that's, I mean, it's kind of like a push and pull in my mind, you know. How can you tell somebody to eat everything on their plate, and even though they're thinner, you know, you call them fat, and it's real confusing for me.
Have you tapped through that?
I have tapped through the push the food away. Um, I have um, worked with the um, my family calling me fat. I obviously not to the point that it's not there.
I can understand that. That's a hard one to reduce. That sometimes takes a look, and that does sometimes take a while because it's set in you from a young age, and those sensations and those impressions, they're like little table legs. They hold up the whole table. So one at a time, and you can get rid of those little table legs. Eventually, the tabletop will collapse, and that whole sensation will go away. But it does take some time. It does take some time. So the more you can tap through that and get rid of all those little tiny sensations, that's when we do the visualization of talking to the person who hurt us, who said the things, and healing our inner child, where you bring your little girl out. So that would be a step towards that, working working with your little girl and addressing, even bringing in somebody to address that with the person who hurt your feelings.
So do you do it like one at a time, or do you do it collectively? Because like mostly my dad and my brother and my grandpa were the ones who would always call me fat. So I do it individually?
My recommendation is perhaps you would do it individually. Just if you look at it, a little girl may feel very intimidated because you're going to go into your little girl. Your little girl might be intimidated, having a conversation with several adult people. So maybe one at a time.
Okay.
And then by the time you get done one and maybe a second, you may not care about the other ones. At that point, that whole feeling would maybe gone. So I would recommend one at a time, just less intimidating for your little girl.
Okay. Thank you.
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Would anybody else would like to share a win? All right, going once, going twice. And if you change your mind, just put your hand up and it's okay. All right, so now let's move on to the stuff that we have found challenging. Who in here has something that they would like to bring up as a challenge that they have found challenging in the last week or weeks, however long it's been? We just got done with the holidays. Oh, here we go. Kelly, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi. I would say I still am challenged with like the fear of missing out, like FOMO. Like if there's something there and like I can talk my way out of it and say, nah, I don't really want it. My body doesn't really want it. But it's still like that, I've done push the food away with it, but it's still, I don't know. I don't know if it's like my echo wants it because I can't have it, or like I don't know if it's like self-sabotage or authority figure, but yeah, that's my challenge.
And you've done push the food away, and have you done anything related to the self-sabotage, the anger, or who is it that you think that you might be opposing, just standing up to by trying to eat this food?
I guess not specifically, because I notice like just as a whole, I have like FOMO, and even, I mean, I have, okay. No, yeah, no, I don't think I've done anger. I've done more push the food away because I've, like it's taken me back to an echo but no, I don't think I've done anger on it.
Would it be something Ball of Light would be appropriate for? Is it more an attachment, an emotional attachment?
I think you hit the nail on the head with anger. I think it's probably more anger, like you can't have this, like it's not on the plan that you're wanting to follow, kind of thing. So I think it would maybe fit more with the anger, because I have done Ball of Light, I have done push the food away. Like I've done all those and it just hasn't like nipped it in the butt, I guess.
Okay. How much anger work have you done?
A fair amount. I watched Brittany's anger tapping from December. And that really helped, because it helps solidify that in the moment I need to, like, as soon as I feel that like frustration or anything, I need to work on it. So I just started that last week. So I've just started like in the moment, just, getting the energy out, doing the tap and bitch, whatever I need to do just to process that emotion. So it's fairly new in that I'm starting to use it on a sometimes daily basis, just to process the frustration.
You have to do it the way you need to do it. One of the points under the arm, that can be a good point for anger. So you could spend a little longer working on that, tapping under the arm. Each of the points relates to different organs and meridians, and like some what might be for better for shame, some might be better for anger under the arm. Lung points are better for grief. The lung points are up in here. That's better for when I say better, those are more related to the meridians related to grief. Like you hold grief in your lungs. Under your arm is more for anger.
Okay.
So
thank you.
When you're doing your anger work, see if you can maybe spend some extra time under the arm.
Okay.
And then if you get one-on-one coaching, there's also some other techniques that can be done that to help with processing through that anger as well.
Thank you.
The whole the fingertip points, the gamut. There's a whole gamut that can be done as well. So try under the arm, spending a little longer time there, and then see how it goes. But the point is, you stayed on your plan, even though you didn't feel good about it, and you stayed focused, and that's your glimmer right there. All right, Mary, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi there. So, I'm definitely eating less than I used to eat. There's no doubt about that. But I still have difficulty when I eat with other people. I lose my mindfulness about my eating. And I do feel the sigh. I eat slow enough so I feel the sigh come up. And it's like the first one is like almost like catching my breath. And I don't think that that's the food sigh. I'm not sure what that is. But a couple more bites later, I'll feel a sigh. I'll start to feel full, and then I can stop. But oftentimes when I'm eating with other people, I lose my mindfulness about it, and I just don't feel it. And I guess my point is, I know I need to stay mindful. I'm just not sure how I can do that when I'm eating with other people. Like with my family or out at a restaurant.
Awareness is actually the very first step of maintaining the mindfulness. The fact you are aware that that's happening is step one, number one. So right there's a positive.
Okay, thank you.
So, I guess it's more of a strategic. Would
Yeah.
it help for you to tap before you go out, before you're with the other people? Do a
Ah,
round of tapping. Whether it's I push the food away prior to having the food, or just tapping a couple rounds through of staying focused with mindfulness. You know, with a good setup statement, even though I may forget what I'm doing. My intentions are positive, and I will maintain my mindfulness as much as I can throughout my meal, and then go through a couple rounds and maintain my mindfulness, be present, pay attention to what I'm doing, enjoy my company, forgive myself if I do not stay 100% present with myself and I partake of the conversations. Those kind of setup statements, and then tapping statements.
okay. That's actually, I never thought about tapping right before I go. I know, I mean, last time I went to a restaurant, I actually boxed up, you know, when I felt I had had enough, I boxed up the rest. Before that, I would have felt as though I had to eat it all. But I think that I would like to feel that I can eat with other people and not overeat. And I know a piece of that is I used to feel if you're eating, I should be eating. And I understand that I don't feel that anymore. I can eat my food, but when I am eating, I need to stay aware. And I think probably tapping on that and asking in the tapping for me to stay mindful is not a bad idea. Thank you.
Another technique that other people have used, it's not necessarily an EFT technique or Brittany's technique, it's just sometimes people, especially if they're in a restaurant, they'll ask for a to-go box when the meal comes, and they start portioning it off right away, just so that they can keep a little bit more portion control. I personally learned that technique because I used to say I was a bulk eater. If it was there, I ate it. Once I put some away, I was fine.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Just to portion it out. Because I know at home, I'm eating smaller portions. There's no doubt about that. So I do
Well,
have
good
to
for you.
take this
There's your
call. I'm
glimmer right
terribly
there.
sorry. Yeah.
There's your glimmer. All right. Anybody else have questions? Concerns? Don't be shy. All right, we're going to give it a moment or two. I know I'm new and everybody's like, I don't know who we're talking to here. So I understand, and hopefully we can all get more comfortable with each other as time goes on. So just hearing this and relating it to what I'm hearing to other people's, you know, everybody talk about, that making these changes in our patterns, we have these intentions that we want to lose weight. We want to embrace what we consider to be a healthier lifestyle. These are our desires. But any behavior change takes practice, and it's hard. It's not easy. Nobody's going to say it's easy. The behaviors that we have we all know this. We've heard this before. It's all related. They say that most of the things that we're holding on to, these subconscious beliefs, that it's like having too many tabs open on the computer starts running a little more slowly. These subconscious beliefs, a lot of them are set before we're like 6-7 years old. So they take a while. Anytime we can make a shift in a positive direction, we have made a change. And over time, it gets easier and easier. So one of the things I'd like to do, if you guys do, that maybe we can tap through that whole idea of change being challenging, but also attainable. Now, what the tapping is doing is it's helping us reverse some of the connections that we have to foods. And face it, one of the hardest things to do is change your connection to food, because you have to eat no matter what. We need the nourishment. So if we can start to see food as a way to fuel the body instead of a way to replace feelings or suppress feelings, then we are on our way. So I'd like us to try to tap through that. If we could want to start with the side of the hand, and we'll just go tap on the side of the hand. And before we start, I want you to take a nice deep letting go breath and just sigh it out. Then we're going to do that a second time. This time, when you sigh it out, I want you to sigh out anything you're feeling that you would like to just be rid of. And just let it go. That's it. So as you're tapping the side of your hand, and you can say this out loud and think it to yourself, even though my behaviors have not changed perfectly yet, I accept how I feel about it, and I acknowledge that change is a process. Even though I sometimes feel like I slip and I'm not being perfect, I accept who I am. I accept that I am making progress, and I accept myself. Even though things still feel a little difficult, one day at a time, one step at a time, I am making progress. All right, tap the top of your head. Making progress. Eyebrow. Change is not easy. Side of the eye. Change takes time. Under the eye. Change is a process. Under the nose. It may not have taken me a week to feel the way I feel. Under the chin. It's not going to take me a week to fix everything or change everything. That's it. Collarbone. I accept that. Under the arm. Slow, steady progress will make the difference. Top of the head. I know slow, steady progress will get me to where I'm going to be. You know, yeah, inside. I'm proud of that. Side of the eye. I accept the slow, steady progress. Under the eye. I know slow, steady progress also means that you will not be perfect. Under the nose. Perfection is the lowest level of achievement. Under the chin. Because nobody's perfect and we can never achieve perfect. Collarbone. I accept and feel in my heart. Underarm. That I can do what I need to do. Top of the head. I accept and feel in my heart, inner eye, I am able to make these changes incrementally at a time. Side of the eye. My nervous system needs gradual, gentle change. Under the eye. Too much too soon will make my body feel uncomfortable. Under the nose. I accept this process that Brittany has planned out for us under the chin. I accept that I have power in my own fingertips to bring on this change. Under your collarbone. I feel in my heart that keeping that control within myself is the best way. Under your arm. I know in my heart that when I am empowered to help myself and to know where to go for help, I am successful. Take a nice deep letting go breath. Close your eyes for a moment. And if it feels good for you, put your hand on your heart. And just take a moment to feel your heart breathe. Feel as if your heart is breathing right under your hand. You breathe in through the heart, you breathe out through the heart. As you feel your heart breathing, bring to mind anything. It could be a person, a place, a thing, a pet that kind of puts you in your happy place. Something that brings warm, positive, loving feelings into you. Anything. And just let it fill your heart as you feel your heart breathing. Now, filling your body with all these positive sensations, let this sink into every cell in your body, this positive feeling. Know that you have this within you at all times. Let it sink all the way down into your DNA and let yourself almost light up with this positive feeling. And with that sensation, see if you can imagine, bring to mind you. Look up in front of you, almost like you're looking on a movie screen, and see yourself at the place you want to be. Where are you? See it in your mind's eye. Can you hear anything? What does it look like? Are you with people? What are you wearing? Just imagine it using all your senses of when you're where you want to be, physically, mentally, you've achieved that one thing you want to get to. And you've got all these positive feelings coursing through your body. Now, as you're looking up on that movie screen, I'm going to snap my fingers. I want you to step into that body, into that you. Now, snap in. What are you smelling? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? It could be feeling clothes against your skin. It could be warm air. It could be sun. Are you tasting something? Maybe some great water or a nice piece of chicken or anything. Try to experience this with as many senses as you can. Your sight, your smell, your taste, your hearing, your touch. And the whole time you're feeling that positive feeling that you filled your body with. Give yourself another moment or two. just to really, really feel these sensations. I'm going to count backwards for 5. And when I hit number 1, you're going to pop back into your body, back into our meeting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back. Take a big breath. Keep that positive feeling with you and that sense of accomplishment. So what we just did is we kind of synced our heart and our brain together. We did a coherence exercise. And then we did a little what they call forward pacing so that you could visualize what it is you are trying to get to, what you want to see happen. So it helps meld this in your brain because our brain can't tell the difference whether it's happening in real life or in our imagination. So practicing some breath techniques like that, the coherence breath, bringing your heart and brain into coherence, and actually is very good for your blood pressure and your helping with bring down stress as well. Heart rate variability, that's another big one, and it also really helps keep you focused on what your goals are to help you use the behaviors you want to use to remember to tap when you need to tap. Does anybody have any questions about what we just did, or do you want to have any random comments? Because we still have a little bit of time here. I don't want to be the only person talking either. Anybody else? Go ahead, Cindy. You can unmute.
I have a question. I was thinking about when we're tapping and our mind wanders. I'm assuming our subconscious, or if we're listening to an audio, our subconscious is still hearing that, even if we're not thinking through every word. Is that right? Would you say?
It is right. And when you're aware of it also, I mean, just like when you teach people meditation, everybody thinks they have to stay perfectly thought-free, and that's not true. You're going to have thoughts when you meditate, and tapping is very meditative. Mm-hmm. So if you're having these thoughts, you are definitely still doing the movements, you're still doing the activity, and your subconscious is still aware of what you're doing. If you find yourself really wandering like that, so just take some deep breaths. Bring yourself back to your breath, because breath happens in current time. That's your right here and now is your breathing, and you can pull yourself back into the here and now instead of going off into the thoughts.
Okay.
But thinking is definitely normal. It's not abnormal. Very experienced meditators have thoughts the entire time. And we are in a meditative state when we're tapping, especially if you're trying to really embody sensations. Sometimes you have to go into a very relaxed state to really find the feelings within the body so that you can actually work through them.
Okay. And if I thought about like an emotion that came up was wanting to feel useful, like in the future, I'm sort of in this transitional period in my life. Is that something where I should like listen to that and try to do some tapping around that? Or
I would think that if the emotion comes up, there's a reason it's coming up. So if you need to stay with that emotion and visit with it.
Okay.
Try to notice, identify what the emotion is.
Okay.
And one of the positive ways to do that is to say, I feel sadness, or instead of, or I have sadness. You don't want to turn yourself into sadness. I am sadness. I feel sadness. And then just, where do you feel this in your body? And then and let yourself just feel that sadness. They say the average emotion lasts about 1.5 to 3 minutes. And if you can get past, if it still lasts past the minute and a half to 3 minutes, it needs some tapping or work on. Usually if they pass, you kind of, it'll go by the wayside.
Okay.
And then feel into your body. Where are you feeling this? Because that's a big one too. Embodying what we're feeling as well as thinking about it is also big. Once we can link the mind and body, we can take care of what we're feeling.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Does anybody else have a comment or a question? I tend sometimes to talk fast, so yes. Okay.
I have a question that's just more of a procedural question. I got the email that had a list of all these different seminars, but then in the main section there were other seminars. There was a different set of seminars, and I'm not sure if both are happening. I'm just trying to give an example. Like one said, the third Thursday of every month there's this, and the first Monday there's this. Like Monday, February 2nd, there was one thing I got said at 8 p.m. there's Pure Cravings, but then there's a buddy call at 2 p.m. So are both true? Are there both those things happening on Monday the 2nd? I mean, I signed up a month ago, but I'm just tuning in now I lost a month because of the holidays.
Well, they also just revised the schedule. If you're getting the emails with these listings of programs, then they do have both of those. I think there are some programs that are specific to what you're signed up for, and there's some programs that are pretty much open. Right now, if you're getting an email telling you about different programs, then yes, you are eligible to go to those programs.
But then there's another thing I saw that has something about, this first Monday there's Cure Cravings, and that was not in that email. So I'm wondering if both are true, if there's both, if I'm able to go to this Cure Cravings and the buddy call both on Monday the 2nd. I mean, it was just very confusing, and I don't really have a contact person who. The whole thing has been very confusing for me. I signed up. I went to this free weekend seminar and then signed up, but I really haven't had time to start the program until now. So I already lost a month. I didn't even know who to ask. Could I wait and start mid-January? So I mean, I just don't have a contact person, and I'm really confused. And I feel like I'm losing the program because I
don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Is Casey, are you still on the call?
Yep, I'm here.
Do you have an
So
answer for her?
basically, yes. So basically, if you are receiving emails about calls, any notice of calls, that means yes, you're able to attend all of them. We do have quite a number of calls going on. So we have some buddy calls, we have calls for the cravings, etc. So there will be multiple calls on the same day sometimes. You don't have to attend all of them. All of these calls are completely optional, but they're here to support you. So there's different options for that. These calls, like the buddy calls, are for anyone to jump on and just ask questions about anything that they happen to be working on. So don't feel like you have to attend everything that's on the calendar there.
Right, but the calendar doesn't have everything on it. Anyway, is there someone I could reach out and talk to one-on-one about some of this stuff, or?
Yes. Yes.
Is there like a contact person I can text or ask questions to?
Yes. So for technical support, you're going to reach out to VIP support at BrittanyWatkins.com.
B as in boy.
V as in Victor.
B what?
VIP, like very important person. VIP support.
Support.
At BrittanyWatkins.com.
at BrittanyWatkins.com. Okay,
Yeah.
and I can ask questions. Okay,
Yes. Any
okay, I
questions you have about
appreciate
the
that.
program? Yeah, and maybe you can ask them about adjusting your start time too, since you missed a month. See if they will tag a month on for you.
I did, and they said no. And the problem
Okay.
is when I started, I really there was no one to ask. Could I start a month late? So I sort of I really got screwed up that way. You know, I didn't even
Okay.
know who to ask. Can I start a month late? So
And did you sign up for Thrive? Is it the Thrive program that you purchased?
the 6-month program.
Okay. Okay. So with that 6-month program, that means that you get 6 months of access to those group calls, but you still have access to your actual course material. That's lifetime access.
Okay. 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 Well, so I don't want to take up more time. I just, you know, just sort of needed to figure out who to reach out to. Okay. Okay. I'll reach out to this email. Okay. Thank you.
No worries.
welcome.
Don't worry about asking questions. If you have the question, I guarantee somebody else does too. So
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that, bringing that up.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions, comments? Okay. We still have 10 minutes, so feel free.
Cindy still has her hand up. I'm not sure if she has a question still.
Yeah, I
or if
just
that's
noticed that. Oh, you're good, Cindy? Okay. All right. Do we want to do one more round of tapping to finish our session? Let's do one more round. Ready? We're just going to finish up. Let's tap on the side of our hand. Even though we didn't really have a lot of concerns tonight, even though we didn't have a lot of questions, we learn from hearing from others. And we accept that that is going to be the way it goes some days. Even though we might feel shy about putting our hand up or airing our things in front of other people, we accept how we feel and we learn from everyone. Even though things don't always feel like they're going smoothly, we accept that that can be the case some days, and it is part of the process. Top of the head. This is a process. Inner arm. We accept that it takes a while. Side. We are all here to support each other. Under the eye. There is power in groups. Under the nose. When women support each other, we rise. Under the chin. We all seem to have some very similar things that we have concerns about. Under the collarbone, we feel these concerns. We share these concerns. Under the arm. We support each other top of the head. In supporting each other, we rise ourselves. Inner eye. This group brings energy outside. Brittany's program helps us find that synergy with other people. Under the eye. So whether we speak or don't speak in our group meetings, it's okay. Under the nose. And if we speak, we all accept and honor how we feel. Under the chin, and we honor how everyone else feels. On the collarbone, we will take the energy from our meeting tonight with us into tomorrow and the rest of the week, whenever we need it. Under the arm. And feel supported. All right, just relax for a second. Take a nice deep letting go breath again. Once again, let go of anything you want to get rid of. All right, ladies, women, we all rise. All together, we support each other. So if nobody has any other comments, I think it's time for us to all go and get on with our day or evening. And I would have you have a great rest of your day, whether it's daytime, nighttime, middle of the day, depends where you are. Enjoy your time, and remember, it's a process. And if you want to unmute yourself and everybody just say goodbye in one big cacophony of noise, go ahead and feel free.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.